what is happening here in El Paso really is, in many ways, highlights many of the facets on the issue of immigration.
We're going over to the border right now, but we're going to the real part of the border where there's real problems, not a part where you look around and you don't see anybody.
Former President Trump today touring the southern border with Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, talking about illegal immigration and the difference, he says, between his administration and the current one and what's happening there. We'll start there with our panel. Morgan Ortagus, former State Department spokesperson, Leslie Marshall, Democratic strategist, and Jonah Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Dispatch.
There's just a lot of hot air being blown in both directions about all this, because I think at the end of the day, both parties would rather have the issue than solve the problem, because the problem's really hard to solve.
Morgan, one of the things before the former president got there, he released a statement saying that current chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Milley, should resign. There's a book that's coming out that says there was a shouting match between Milley and the president about how to handle protesters. And the statement said that. Now, obviously, the former president appointed Milley to that job. The former Defense Secretary Mark Esper, who was a Trump appointee, said in Twitter just a minute ago, General Milley is a decorated veteran who has served our country for 4 decades. His patriotism and commitment to the Constitution are without question. Any attempts to denigrate him and politicize our military are wrong. I'll always stand for him and for the U.S. military. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't think it's any surprise that President Trump, who hired and fired a lot of people, is going to have an issue with the general's comments based off what reportedly is what is coming out of the book. I'll tell you, Brett, and you covered the Pentagon for a long time, I'll tell you what's scarier to me is that we keep losing institutions in Washington that used to not be political, that used to not be politicized. We keep losing these institutions. Now it's the Supreme Court where that's trying to be packed. The intelligence agencies have been politicized for the past 5 years, and now we're seeing a politicization of the military with critical race theory and various things that General Milley was testifying about that is really troubling to a lot of Americans. And so for me, the big issue isn't whether former President Trump disagrees with Milley and his approach and what was said in this book. The bigger issue is that I feel that there is a strong push from the left to politicize the military, and it's one of the last vestiges, one of the last institutions that hasn't been politicized, and now we're losing that too.
Finally tonight, a look at tomorrow's headlines with the panel. Start with Morgan.
Well, I have China launches massive propaganda blitz for 100th anniversary of the Chinese Communist Party. That will be happening overnight, and it will be a big deal in China, Brett.
There you go. Leslie.
Trump's border visit in Texas wreaks havoc as more migrants come to the border to see the former president, and Border Patrol finds the Republican publicity stunt makes it harder to do their job.
All right, Jonah?
With copious free time, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani offers to help the New York Board of Elections straighten out their election integrity issues.
It is quite something. I don't think we're going to know until July. All right, panel, thank you.